Hello folks, welcome to the canal channel Jose. Today we're going to give you an idea how to diagnose an oil pressure sensor. So these sensors can be very inexpensive, but if you don't need to buy it, you can actually troubleshoot it and find out if this component is working or not working just by doing a simple steps. These components give a simple reading to the dash, but it can save you from buying a brand new engine if they're working properly. So sometimes if they're working properly, it might be something else. So you want to make sure that this guy is not causing the problem, that you're not getting a signal to the dash. So with that said, we're going to show you, give you an idea how you can troubleshoot this guy. So that way, if this component is not causing the trouble, what else can be causing the trouble? And with that said, let's get started. These oil pressure sensors, what they do is that this opening gets the pressure, the oil goes in there, and then it creates pressure in the internal. And then on one prong, you got positive coming in, and then as it creates pressure, it closes the contact, and then the positive comes out the other prong or the other leg. So if this sensor is working properly, then the positive comes in and then it will go out and it will give you a signal. If this one is not working, then you wouldn't have any power going through it. So this only sends in and out. So whatever comes in will come out. So positive, and then will come out positive. So that's how we're gonna show you how we test this, so that way you don't go to the auto parts and buy one and it ended up that it wasn't even the sensor, because these can get pricey. Okay, folks, so what we have done is we have connected the pressure sensor with the positive to the battery. So one prong or one leg has a positive coming in, and the other wire is going to be sending positive out. As once the sensor receives pressure, is going to continue the path. So as long as there's no pressure, this one is not going to send any 12 volt or positive. So what we have done is that once we press here or we get pressure here, this is going to act like a switch. It's going to let the flow is going to close, and it's going to send positive through the other cable as it comes in, and it comes out through the other one. In the other one, it goes to a light bulb. So we have the positive coming in from the switch. Once the switch activates, it's going to go to a light bulb. And because this light bulb is connected straight to the negative, it has negative already there, but the positive is going to be coming from the pressure switch. Once it receives pressure, it's going to close and it's going to send positive. So one thing I want to tell you guys, or want to explain really good, that there's two types of pressure sensors. There's one that reads when there's pressure, and there's the other ones that read when there's no pressure. So this one closes as the pressure builds up in this opening. There's other sensors that as long as there's no pressure, they're going to continue sending signal. Once the pressure builds up, they open and they stop sending signal. So there's vice versa pressures. So once with pressure and no pressure sensor, we are testing one that requires pressure to work. There's other ones that require no pressure to work, but when they get pressure, they stop sending a signal. This one, when it gets the pressure, it sends a signal. So now with that, we're going to show you what we mean by that simple drawing. So here we have the what we have done. We have the positive of the battery going to the pressure sensor, and as it comes in into one leg, it will come out through the other leg. But once this pressure sensor receives pressure, that's going to allow the signal to continue. And we have connected it to the socket on the light bulb, which is this one right here, and then the light bulb is receiving the negative from the battery. So it's getting the negative and it's connected to the sensor, but as once this sensor works, it's going to allow the positive to flow through. So we're going to push and simulate pressure and see if the current, the positive, continues through the sensor. Once it receives pressure, you see the light bulb turns on. So now we're gonna be simulating pressure on this sensor. So we're gonna be using something that we can slide right in there and push in, so we can simulate pressure or hydraulic pressure on this, or pneumatic pressure, so to see that whatever's coming in goes out and it goes into the light bulb, it makes it work. So with that, we get this little screwdriver, we put it into the opening, we push in, and as we can see, the light bulb turns on. As you can see, So this sensor is actually working. This sensor receives signal, and as it creates pressure over here, it closes the contacts inside and it lets the signal come out through the other leg. So in and out as pressure builds up on this side. If this light bulb is not turning on, it could be that this pressure sensor is not receiving that much pressure, or that one of the wires is broken going or coming in out or into the sensor. So sometimes it's not exactly the sensor, it could be one of the wires. But today we're just going to show you how to troubleshoot a pressure sensor when it requires pressure to send a signal. So we simulate pressure with the screwdriver. We press, the light bulb turns on, we release, we press, we release, press, release. So there's signal coming in, and as it gets build up pressure inside here, it lets it out. So in and out. So this sensor is working properly. So this technique that we use is simple. You can do it at home. So to test these sensors, so that way you don't have to go spend money, 20, 30, $40 on a sensor that you can troubleshoot and see if it's working. So all you have to do is, there's two types of sensors, one that sends signal with pressure, and there's the other ones that send signal with no pressure. Some of these sensors need pressure to be applied to them to send whatever signal comes in out, so it's positive or negative. And some other sensors are always sending signal when they don't have no pressure. So there's two types of sensors. We're testing the one that requires pressure today to be able to work. Hopefully this video gives you an idea how to test, troubleshoot this at home. And they're pretty simple. All you need is just a light bulb, positive, negative, and just make sure that once you press, if the light bulb turns on or not. That's how you get an idea if the sensor is working, and it might be a different problem. So for our folks who are watching a video, haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you like a video, give us thumbs up, share it, and we'll see you soon with more videos here en el canal El Chano Jose.